Matty's just heard a little squeak as we hopped into the car. What have you found under there, Matty?
We're about to hit the Gibb, which is like 300 kilometres of just hectic corrugations. I'm absolutely gutted.
Turn around. You can't. It's a showstopper, eh? You have to make the call.
Off it.
You can't.
Let's go. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Explore Life. We've just left Broome, if you've been following along in our adventures. Where are we going, Cole?
Well, we're going to head straight into the Kimberleys. Once you see these big, beautiful bibe trees, you know you're well and truly in the Kimberleys. So from here, we're going to head north, head to Derby, have a little sneak around Derby, see if there's something cool there.
Yeah.
And then straight across the Gibb.
Then we're on the Gibb. So look, guys, if you've just joined, make sure you hit that like button. Shout out to all of our subscribers. Turn the bell on so you don't miss any of the notifications. The next couple of episodes are going to be bloody fun. I have done the Gibb once. Nav hasn't been across the whole way.
I've been this way, that way, never straight through in one go.
So we got epic gorges. We should be getting the tinny in the water somewhere. It's all going on. Let's get into it. Yee-hoo! Well, this is a little bit dangerous. I'm on the wrong side of the world over here. I'm scared. I've got the seatbelt on. I'm hanging on to the Jesus bar.
Now you know how I feel.
So we're on the road. We're only a little way out of Derby. We've been doing a little bit of research. There's a beautiful little place. Instead of turning up to Derby, you head back down towards Halls Creek. And I don't know how far, but about a quarter of the way to Halls Creek, you swing a left and it takes you up to a beautiful place called Tunnel Creek and then Winjana Gorge. Now, recently, part of Tunnel Creek, the roof actually fell down and they've closed it. So we're trying to find out now if it's open. We're going to go to Derby anyway, have a quick little look around there, see if we can't find anything. If Tunnel Creek's open, we're going to make our way back down towards Halls Creek and we're going to run up Tunnel Creek, Winjana, and then we're on the Gibb. All right, a little side pullover on the side of the road here. We've got the prison baobab tree down there, which we're going to go and have a look at. And then right in front of us now, what are we looking at here?
Bathtub.
Bathtub? Yeah, what are you doing, mate?
No,
going for a swim.
It's actually the longest cattle trough in Australia. I think it's 140 foot long, which they used to use back in the day to bring cattle in. Oh, they still use it today actually, but to bring cattle here, they could camp them here overnight before that short trip into Derby Wharf and get them onto a boat and then see you later.
Genius.
Let me see. Nice too, fresh.
Fresh. Baobab prison tree. So the significance of this site was it was a rest point for police and escorted Aboriginal prisoners en route to Derby. So they must have used to have
there's quite a few. So
chucked them in there.
All the way through the Kimberleys, you've got these bibe trees. Most of them are extremely old ones. They're like about 1,000 years old, and they have the inside of the bibe tree is hollow. So you could, depends on what you're reading. They say that the police fellas would camp outside and put the Indigenous people in the tree to hold them in there. But it's not something that Australian histories are proud of. But yeah.
History nonetheless.
Yeah,
it's a bloody ugly tree, I'll tell you that much for free. Very cool, but gotta love a baobab tree, but that was an ugly bastard. But there's some absolutely beautiful baobab trees. I'd love to have one in my front yard one day.
One day. The problem is that only unique to the Kimberley region. So I think it's only like 3 or 4 types of baobab trees around the world.
Yeah, right.
Madagascar, South America or South Africa, and here.
I believe you.
Got to do some more research on that.
Do you believe him? See you, mate.
Too old for that.
Well, if you were all a little bit like me going, really, Nav, there's only 3 types of that tree. He sounds convincing, but you got to watch this bloke. You got to watch him.
Close. It was so there's 3 places that they are. So there's close. 8 species all up in the world. 1 native species to Australia, 1 species in Africa, and then the other 6 are in Madagascar. There you go.
There you go. 8 types, 3 locations around the world, 1 in Australia. So every baobab tree you see in Australia, it's only one species of tree. Anyway, we're going straight to the Gibb. Tunnel Creek is closed still, which is pretty upsetting because I've been there before. It's a very cool little spot. I was going to take Navsy there, but we're going to run down the Gibb, see if we can't find anything sneaky along the way. If not, we'll pull down into Winjana Gorge, where there is a absolute plethora of freshwater crocodiles. Oh, yeah. If we sit there on sunset, just as it goes dark, all the bats come out of the trees and they start flying down the gorge. And if you're lucky, you'll see a freshie jump up, grab a bat.
Yeah, might even catch COVID.
And COVID on the way through. So, Gibb River Road.
Here we go, here it comes, Roddy.
Woo-hoo-hoo, Mount Barnett.
Right.
Turn left. We're on here. Alright, so we've just pulled up to the pay station, Winjana Gorge. Tunnel Creek is definitely still closed. That's good that there was a sign up here. So you're looking at number of adults, 2, 1 night, $34. For 2 adults, vehicle entry is $15. And then you just fill out your little slip here. Chuck it in there. So this is just a reminder for anyone looking at doing the Gibb, make sure you're carrying some cash.
Yeah.
Because you need to pay for all of your camping via cash along the way. There's no ATMs along here, sorry. There's two areas, one's generator, one's no generator. We pulled into the Jenny one. We're not using the Jenny, but it just seems
more trees.
A little bit more peaceful, a little bit more
funny enough.
Which sounds silly, but no one's using Jennies anyway. Just beautiful under the trees here. So
there's only 10 people parked here.
So I can't believe how quiet it is. I reckon we'll set camp up, and by the time we do that, we'll grab a chair, and a cold beer, and wander down. My gravel parking lot is filled with rundown cars. The smell of city waste is made by city farms, and if I stay up late, then I can hear the sound of people's recklessness back to the broken house. I say something to you. We're just cruising down now. We're going to head down to the gorge. We've got a couple of cold cans in the backpack here. Wander down so you can see this huge cliff formation running as far as the eye can see that direction, which is east. So the east-west it runs, and it's an old reef. There's a little information sign up here, so we'll have a look, hopefully give you a bit more information.
It looks like a giant reef.
Yeah.
That's what you look like. This is what you look for when you're fishing.
Yeah.
This is what you want to see on your depth sounder. Like
nice big gorge running through here. That drop a rod there back in the day, you would have done all right.
Right, this is a kapok tree. It's actually what they call an indication tree for Indigenous people here in Australia. A lot of species around here, indication species. So what they'll do is they'll use this to tell you that something's happening. Now when these are out, or these little pods are on here, they say that freshwater crocodiles are starting to breed. So, and then when they hatch, they're starting to hatch. So depending on what area you're in, these change accordingly. However, you can also eat these things. Now, you can eat these yellow leaves or petals. You go first. Let me know if it's all right. Sometimes they're poisonous and different. No, I'm kidding. They're good.
It's good.
It's like a slimy texture.
I don't mind that.
But not much flavour to it, is there?
Good for the walk.
A little bit sweet. Bit like me.
You've seen the Breakfast Club a million times before. You miss your sister's room with Joey on the door. The walks you take with Steve, he always seems so cool. He give you cigarettes when you were home from school. 'Cause I see something to you.
So different to the rock that you normally have in the Kimberley area, which is like compacted sandstone with iron ore through it, and that's where the redness comes from, all through the Kimberleys. And then you've got this black rock that is almost smooth with bits of quartz and all things through it. It's really, really cool to see.
Here they are, there's a couple of little ones. We had probably 1400. This guy here is about the same, just chilling in the shadows.
We're so used to seeing people walk back and forth here.
Yeah.
That they're not concerned at all.
If they weren't used to people, they'd be...
Yeah, especially freshwater crocodiles, extremely shy.
Last time I was here, there was about 60 across the bank. A little bit more water here than last time I was here, so it was sort of like mostly dried up except for a main pond, so maybe a little bit more spread out than last time, but this is awesome. I think we're going to keep pushing for
Incredible,
as far as we can.
Was definitely, you see how he raised his back out of the water. That's a threat display, so that's him like a big bloke would do in the pub, you know, with his big shirtless sleeves on, showing his big muscles. Basically, that's what he just did. Look how big I am.
So just like Nav, but without the muscles. When you're cruising through here, make sure you take your time and look everywhere. There's sort of epic eagle nests all along the top. I don't have enough zoom to show you. And then when you're cruising through the sand here, there's all different types of quartz rocks, and here we go, here's another one. Beautiful sort of quartz. Pretty cool. What a spot.
You cannot
you
just can't show it on here what it looks like or what it feels like to be between these two giant reefs. It's incredible. Don't even like it.
Typical explore dinner going down here. Spag bowl.
Oh yeah.
The Vision Camp Kitchen.
In the Vision Camp Kitchen.
Happy days. Fire in the background. What
Beautiful
a day.
weather.
What a day.
No wind.
No wind. God, it's good not to be around wind again. Yeah. We're gonna have a feed. Enjoy this fire. We'll see you in the morning. Hooroo. Morning, morning, morning. A beautiful day here. A little bit fresh this morning, mate.
We're bloody freezing this morning.
We had to get the little fire going. We sat around that this morning and had a coffee. Apple for breakfast. met the neighbours. I'll give you a quick look at this thing actually. Have a look at this bloody monster. And then we're out of here. I think we're gonna hit the Gibb properly and try and get to some of these gorges. But give you a quick look at this man truck.
You think Matt's set up? Have a look at this guy. We could take a whole team then. You can fit it up with air from inside. You don't have to get out.
Yeah, it's got the on the run air inflation deflation that.
Matt would rip them off straight away.
Them.
First truck you go down, you'd take them clean off.
I would rip that off. So big man truck with a huge body on the back. So cool, these things.
Day makers. What mode are they running?
Make sure you stop here. This is one of the musts if you're coming up this area. We'll give you sort of the must as we're cruising along. There's going to be a few gorges that we'll give a skip because we know they're not too much chop. But I don't know where the next. I think Bell's Gorge might be the next stop. We've heard the road's pretty rough, so we'll find out. See how we go.
That's where we're going to start now. Get going, so we can spend a bit of time on that road.
Yeah, take it nice and slow with the van.
Set up and go for a swim at lunchtime, hopefully.
Yes.
Maddie's just heard a little squeak as we hopped into the car, so we wanted to get under it and make sure that the squeak's all right. What have you found under there, Maddie?
Look, this is 100% my fault. Before we left the major town broom that we're in for a week and a half, I should have got under here and had a good check. And this morning I thought, I'll get under here, I'll do a quick check over everything. I was checking the fluids under the bonnet and the tiniest little squeak in the car. And I've got under here and my right rear shock bush is obliterated. And that's what that little squeaking is. So There's a bit of the bush still hanging in there. I'll give you a quick look. You can hear that squeak now. So, judging by the amount of oil there, I dare say the shock's leaking. We're about to hit the Gibb, which is like 300 kilometers of just hectic corrugations. I am extremely heavy. If I was to attempt the Gibb with this, that bush will completely disintegrate, and I'll probably end up then destroying the shock and snapping a shock mount, I would say. So we can either jack it up, try and bush mechanic it, but it's probably worth going back and getting it fixed properly. Otherwise we may end up just having bigger dramas. I'm absolutely gutted. I'm that off it that I didn't get underneath and check this thing over better before we left Broome.
Turn around. You can't. It's a showstopper, eh?
We can pull the shock out, and I've done it before, and
What's your guarantee?
drill out a bit of chopping board, and you can get a bit of chopping board in there, and that becomes your hard mount.
How
you know,
cost-
that's to get out of jail free card. Whereas here we're like, we're about to do
That's when you've got
the Gibb River Road.
Yeah, we're only about to do it, yeah. Righto, it's made the call.
Not happy, Jan.
The other call.
Well, look, this is a really good learning point for any of you guys out there traveling around. Once again, we always show you our mistakes, so learn from them before you leave a major town. You know, have your truck taken in for a quick nut and bolt service, or get under there yourself, grab your shockies, have a good look around, check all your fluids. It's something that was supposed to be done, but we were running around trying to do so many other things, and that's just a major stuff up on my behalf, and it's going to cost us a day, if not more.
Yeah.
There's no point in getting upset about it or angry about it. We're just going to head back, get it fixed properly, and we'll turn around and we'll have another crack. So fingers crossed we can get something done in Derby. It's only 2 hours back.
Yeah.
You know, 2 hours, 2.5 hours back. It sucks, but now before we leave major towns, you can go. Have you checked, mate? Have you checked it over?
My job. All right, got it. Do we have 4 tyres? That's about my extent of knowledge on cars.
Righto. Update. We got back to Derby. We're at the Kimberley Automotive Centre. This bloke is being an absolute legend. After closer inspection, the shock's not actually leaking. The pinion seal has been leaking, and it's throwing diff oil everywhere, which is good and bad. Good, it means the shock's fine. We just got to fix the bush. Bad news is that could have been bloody spitting diff oil out for a while. So the diff is glowing hot. Very lucky we actually picked up on that before the rear diff went bang. So we're gonna pop that out, hopefully fix the pinion seal. Hopefully we just fill it up with oil and there's not too much damage to the diff.
That's a lot of hope.
We're gonna pull the shock out. It is a bit of an oversized bush. He doesn't have the correct bush, but we'll use the very top bush, put that on the bottom where most of the load is, and we'll rig something up for the top, which should get us across to Kununurra, and then I can have the correct bushes sent to Kununurra. So we're going to dump the van and get it straight in there. So if you're coming through Derby, Kimberley Automotive Centre, he hasn't got us out of trouble just yet, but he's been bloody accommodating straight off the bat. So I recommend him if you're in strife coming off the Gibb. Pinion seal sorted, new pinion seal in. That was actually quite easy. Luckily, there was still some oil left in the rear diff, so it hasn't been leaking for too long. But one problem fixed. The other one, we just pulled that, managed to get that shock down. We took the rubber off the top, put it underneath, and now we're just going to use one of the bushes he's got laying around for the top, which will do the trick. It'll get us out of trouble, and we'll be back on the Gibb in no time.
Good. Not gonna make the next one.
Woo! We're out of here. What a bloody legend. Kimberley Automotive Centre in Derby. If you got any dramas or if you need anything done before you hit the Gibb, go see him, because mate, he was a legend, knew his stuff, helped us out, and it was pretty bloody affordable too. It was like 250 bucks. Anyway, we're on the road again.
Right.
Gibb River Road, take 2. Let's go! Well,
Well, it's that time. We've made it to the dirt. We've gone further than we have last time. Time to drop some air out of the tyres, corrugations coming up. We were going to have a crack getting to Bells, but not a chance in this world that we're going to get there tonight before dark. So we've just taken a little turn off to Leonard River Gorge. Good old Leonard River Gorge. We just stopped to collect a bit of firewood. Well, we're not in the national park. Found a dead tree here, half burnt. I bought a brand new chainsaw in town. Nav's used it once.
Let me guess, you're gonna blame me for it.
Once.
My fault.
Once. He's used it once, and now for some reason it's in 8 pieces.
It's covered in sand.
To be fair, I actually haven't even touched it. I haven't used it yet.
Touched it now. It's a bit like a car situation, eh?
No, well,
He looked at the car, it's your fault.
to be fair, this one I actually haven't even used it yet. Also, if you're ever walking through burnt country like this,
In the Kimberleys?
wear real shoes, because I just had a stick go that far in my foot that I thought it popped out the top.
Speargrass will punch your tyres when it's burnt like this. It just burns off as like a little sharp stakes. They tear through your feet. They'll tear through pluggers, Crocs,
Jeez, it went,
anything without a hard sole.
went through my foot like nothing.
I forgot to tell him.
Love how he's laughing at me. Pretty happy with my little firewood box. Load her up. Throw a strap over. That's a good good night's worth of fire, maybe 2, depending on how big a fire you want. We've pulled into Leonard Gorge, and
She says no camping.
no camping. 6 o'clock at night.
It waits until you get all the way in. Could have said it at the
Could have said it at the bloody start. Maybe it didn't, we didn't see it. Maybe we just
No, it
didn't.
had open. It had just had that open.
Yeah, it just said open.
Yeah.
So we'll try and find a side of the road stop, or we'll yeah, we'll see how far we get. Stay tuned.
Look at the size of this pipe, and we almost ran it over because it goes the whole way across the road. That is, you're looking at what? Look at this. So that's
2.5.
1, 2. Yeah, I'm not going to go next to his head.
Nearly
But
3.
2.5 metre python here. Look at that. What an absolute.
Oh.
Take it easy, big fella. We're going to have to get him off the road, Matty. Someone will run him over if we don't. Yeah, I'll just take him off. He might still go me, buddy.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Oh, no, the way you were going. The way you were going is fine. Carry him over this way. These things can lift up on that. Wow, look how much weight is in this thing.
Bro, he is full.
Snake, hey. It's a good looking snake.
Oh, bang!
He's not that big. He's probably been. We'll take him off. Let him go.
Yeah, let him go in the grass there.
There we go, buddy.
There you go, Cobber.
People run over these things. They can't stop in time, or they just can't see them.
That is a big snake. Wow, how cool is that? 3 metre snake on the road. I hit the pics like you wouldn't believe.
It was like snake, 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 snake.
Snake. The poor old truck was trying to pull up. What an that's probably one of the biggest snakes I've ever seen. That's 3
so
metres.
good to see, especially with cane toads being around. That's awesome to see that there's still snakes that big.
I know. Well, we're on. We made it. We found a nice little spot here, just off the Gibb. There's like a little turn off. There's probably about 10 little camps in here, so we're going to park up here.
And we're allowed fires, so that's what matters.
We're allowed fires. We're going to get a little fire going, and
I'll get that going now.
and then dinner. I don't know what's for dinner.
Oh, what is for dinner?
Chicken.
Ooh,
Chicken palmies.
stop it.
Chicken palmies for dinner.
Sounds good. What is it? 6:30 in the morning. Time to cook some breakfast. So we're going to do it on the fire. good old-fashioned camping style. There you go. That'll be plenty. Something cooking bacon. Ready to go. Oh, with such precision. He is an expert.
Hard to beat. A little bacon and egg wrap around the fire. What a way to start the day. Today we're going to have a look on the map, make sure we can camp where we want to camp. So I think we've got about 10 k's
Turn off.
on the Gibb, and then we're going to take a left-hand turn, a 20-kilometre run up to Silent Grove, and then from Silent Grove we've got another 10k up to Bell Gorge. Right, so we've just pulled up to Silent Grove. Now, camping here is the goods, no dogs, no drones. And then up that road there for another 10 k's takes you to Bell Gorge. You're not allowed to camp at Bell Gorge. So we're gonna sign in here. I'm gonna drop the van off, which would be good. And I think that's the plan. We'll spend the day up at Bell and then we'll come back camp here. How good? Oh, I've found a nice little spot here in amongst a couple of nice gums. Got a fire pit, got a little bench and table and chairs over there. So we're gonna dump the van here now. We're just gonna leave it as is and just take off straight up to Bell Gorge. Tell you what, it's so cool to actually see plenty of water around and water crossings. Yeah. We're in August at the moment, late August too, 20th of August.
20th of August. It just shows how big the wet season was. Well, last year we had the last 5 years have had a really bad wet season, really bad. The last, a couple of years ago was really bad. So
I think the last time I did the Gibb was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And there was no water on any of these tracks, and I was here in July. So
wow,
it's been an absolutely massive wet for them.
Driving along this track, there's actually debris stuck in the forks of trees higher than this car, so the water would have been raging across this entire gully.
I don't cry when it rains no more, or I get dirt on my shoes.
Always let him go in first in case there's anything that's hiding in there.
Floors, 'cause these stairs are all headed in need. I don't wait for tomorrow's sunshine when I feel it today.
All right, we're just pulling up to the gorge now. Gonna get Navi's reaction as he sees it, because it is pretty impressive.
Wow, look at the size of that gorge. Can you jump off this? Oh, that is huge. Holy, look at that.
One more cold drink, one more dance before the doors get closed.
That's good.
We got no care for the way people stare at the dust and the dirt on our clothes.
Alright, so there's the main gorge up there. Slippery as hell, but we're going to walk down to this next section. Where's Nav going? It's so slippery.
We stand where they stand. One more cold drink, one more roll, one more dance for the doors get closed. Please remember, enjoy the show. Let's get happy before we get old.
Oh no!
Come on. Butterfly style, I like it. It's called the fat alligator. That's how you get out.
Freedom!
The most graceful thing I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
This is really an incredible gorge. You've got so much water, so many water holes, that if there was a lot of people here, you could spread out and you could just keep going around and find your own little water hole. This is definitely a must-see gorge. Do not miss out Bell Gorge if you're traveling across the Gibb. And if you can, find a way to get out of this pool, because Matt took half an hour just trying to get out of one of them.
Alright, so we're going on a mission. We're going to see how far down we can go. Always go a little bit further than everyone else and you'll find something cool, promise ya. At least 50% of the time. Have a look. Oh, this is spectacular. You're joking. How cool is this? Send it!
Jumping off that.
Woo!
But
Stunning. Whatever you do, guys, don't get put off by people saying the road's too rough. The amount of people that told us they're not coming to Bell Gorge because the road was too rough, and it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. Take your time. That's why you do these slightly harder roads, because you get to these places and well, takes your breath away. That's why we do everything we do to get to these little spots that not everyone's been to and not everyone's going to come to. You can shove your 5-star hotel's fare square up your bugger and your little swim up bars. We're going to go sit here, crack a tin in the water and relax for the afternoon. I think this is magic.
Righto, it's just about lunchtime, so we're going to have a feed, but first we'll show Matt a bit of bush tucker here that is growing. These pandanus trees. Now what you do is you pull out, watch out for these little spikes. They will get stuck into you and they get infected really quickly, but you grab the middle, you give that a pull. I need to use my other hand because my right arm's buggered. Give that a pull. That'll pop out, and that there is what you can eat, about 5 centimetres of the end. Tastes like bitter spinach. You can actually cook them up, which might actually make them taste better. Have a taste.
Tastes like celery.
Celery or celery?
Celery. Tastes like money.
Pandanus.
Oh, I didn't really know you could eat pandanus.
There you go.
It's a bit spiky.
It is a bit spiky.
So we've been travelling for a couple of days now, and Nav's a little bit on the snods. He's a little bit air going. He's a bit smelly. So here's a little bush trick. It's good for the environment. You don't have to use your chemicals. But righto, what do we got, Nav?
All right, we've got the this soap wattle. All right, what you do is you pick off all these little green things here like this. They're everywhere. They're only seasonal, so they're not all year round. You pick all them off, you take them down to the water, and they're a natural detergent, natural wash. Get a bit of water in them, and then you just rub them together. They start foaming up. You got a proper little slimy, nice. Smells good.
Smells good.
Have a good wash. Oh yeah, get in there. Actually, it's nice and soft too, actually.
It's about time, I tell you.
Look at that, you get a proper foam up.
Proper suds.
Proper foam. It's best to use it in flying waters because this can actually be used to get fish out of little pools. So if you've come across a little stagnant pool and there's lots of little fish in it, you try and fit it up with as much of this as you can, and it'll take the oxygen out of the water and make the fish float. You can catch them and use them for bait or eat them. This is not poisonous, so you can eat the fish after they've been in this. Otherwise, this is flying water, so it's going to wash out and it'll be fine. Another good bush remedy while we're here are these paperbark trees, these small paperbark trees. You actually get these leaves, get a heap of them. If you've got like midgie bites or mozzie bites all over your body, sometimes the kids will get them out here because there's heaps of mozzies and march flies. You boil this up like a tea, you get a heap of it, crush it up, put it in the water, and let it boil down until it goes nice and like a brownie coloured, like the tannin comes out, and it will have a really nice smell. It's actually tea tree basically. You pour that tea all over you or over the kids or whoever's got all the midges on their legs, and you let that settle on there and dry off, and that'll help clear up all the little midgie bites and stop them getting infected.
I'll give that one a run next time we get smashed by midgies, just to see if he's full of it or not. Let us know, guys, if you're enjoying all these little bush survival little tips and bits and pieces. Let us know in the comments, because when we get to Kununurra, me and Nav are going to go and do a couple of little missions, maybe on quad bikes or by foot. And if you're enjoying it, we'll film all of that style of stuff, and we'll show you a little bit more survival, and we'll have Nav teach me, and along the way we'll be able to teach you. So
let us know, guys.
Let us know. Lunchtime. Well, it's time for a little bit of lunch. We've just pulled up here, got the awning out, and then from here we're going to go back, grab the van, straight to Manning Gorge, mate.
Oh, can't wait. There's another stunning spot along the Gibb.
It is, it's the top two, Bell and Manning. So make sure you stay tuned. Unfortunately, that's the end of this little episode. Oh, no. I hope you have enjoyed it.
Oh, no.
If you have enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button. If you want any Explore merch, the link's down below. Jump over to the website. Appreciate everyone who gets around and supports us. Till next time, make sure you get out and enjoy the Explore life. Thanks for watching. Cheers, guys. Take it easy. It's croc country, so you got to be careful around here. We started an absolute debacle on social media about Crocs, the footwear. It's gone off.
It's probably
50% of my followers now hate me. 50% reckon it's the goods. I'm undecided. He runs around the bush in Crocs. And what do you reckon? Let us know in the comments. Yes or no?
You're going to start it all over again.
We're going to start it again.
It'd be better to start the vaccine conversation.
No, we're not getting there. Don't even start that.